Hello, welcome back to my Crafty Chats. It is, or rather, this is the update for Tuesday, the 28th of May, and I am currently coming to you from Oxford, which is not where I normally. No, not from Oxford. That was earlier in the week. I'm currently coming to you from Dorset, about half an hour away from Dorchester. Not where I normally am. We are on our little holiday at the moment, right down at the south end of the country, and we're having a lovely time. I did mean to do a video yesterday, but I was so tired at the end of the day. I was literally falling asleep on the sofa, so I just didn't get around to it. So I'll do a little recap of the last couple of days. The last time you saw me, I was in a premiere in. And Ned featured in that video, which is why it was rather chaotic compared to my usual updates. That was near Oxford. We stayed there for a night just to break the journey. And then on Monday, we set off again, and we visited Stonehenge, which Kelvin and I have been to before, but Ned hasn't. He wasn't overly impressed, if I'm honest. But he got quite involved in taking photos, so that was something. And then after going to Stonehenge, we went and did a little bit of shopping, just enough to get some bits for tea, and then came to find our holiday home for the next few nights. And it is lovely. When I booked it, I had a good feeling about it, but it was a case of it's really cheap compared to everything else in the area. Something must be wrong with it. The pictures do not do it justice. So when I was looking at it online, it was a bit like, yeah, it'll do. It'll be fine. It is gorgeous. It's so well put together. It's really comfortable. There are loads of just little thoughtful touches that you don't always get. And they have been so thorough with instructions for how everything works and where to find everything and recommendations for places to visit and all of that. So I won't link anything here because I can never be bothered with the descriptions for these. They're only little videos. But when I do my next podcast next week, I shall pop a link in to the place we're staying, because honestly I can highly recommend it. It's just beautiful. Also, there's a very friendly dog who lives next door. We had a little stroke, a little play with her earlier. She's been desperate to come and say hello ever since we got here. So Ned and I gave her a little fuss over the fence earlier this evening. Today we have been to the Dorset Museum, which is in Dorchester, and it's really interesting. Actually, they have got two real Roman mosaic floors that have been laid down in one of the halls, and you're allowed to walk on them, which was just, I don't know, that's mind blown a little bit that I've walked on something today that Roman citizens walked on. It's just a bit, okay. And they've got a huge collection of fossils, many of which you can touch again. They've got some fossilised dinosaur footprints, and again some fossilised Roman footprints. There's a bit concrete essentially that someone had walked in before it was properly set, and you can see the footprints. Loads of things. Again, I'll talk about it more on the podcast, but it was a really interesting visit. And then we stopped for lunch at a little cafe, sandwich shop, tea roomy type place called The Horse with the Red Umbrella. And again, it was just lovely. Really good food, really friendly staff, excellent milkshakes. really good day. And then again, we did a bit of shopping to get food, hopefully for the next few days. Although we forgot to get any tortilla wraps, so we need to go back tomorrow. And then, yeah, we've just been chilling out at the house for the rest of the afternoon, which has been lovely. I've got quite a lot of crafting done today, which is great because I didn't do much yesterday. I was just shattered. I did some in the car, which I've carried on today. Briefly showed you on Sunday in the Premier Inn. Car crochet is always just scrappy stuff for me because I can't really see well enough to do anything more detailed, basically. This time round, it's in the car so I can't show you, but this time round I am making up squares of moss stitch worked corner to corner. Each square has at least 2 colours, some will have more. It's using up the leftovers from my Crochet Society Advent calendar from last year, so it's all the same yarn but different colours. And once I have run out of yarn, I will join them together in a way that I have not yet decided, and depending on how many there are, I will make a blanket or a cushion or a bag or something like that out of them all. Yeah, it's been really nice to work on that in the car, nice and simple, but it feels like I'm doing something fairly productive. While in the house, I did start this last night, just a tiny bit. Was it this morning? No, I started this morning. So, if you've been watching for a while, you might remember the zipped pouches that I've been making recently. I haven't been happy with any of them, but I do want to keep making little bags and notion pouches and that sort of thing. And it sort of hit me earlier that I could make drawstring ones instead. Actually, they, I think, turn out better. Certainly the concept in my head is good. So I started on this one. Again, full details will be in the podcast. I'm working in the round, so the bottom is not closed yet. I literally did a chain as long as I wanted it, a row of single crochet and joined, and then I've been working in the round ever since. I've got a little detail row there which I'll repeat near the top, and then after that repetition I'll set it up for the drawstring. And I'll make a cord. If I've got enough left, I'll make a cord out of the same yarn to go through the holes to make the drawstring. My plan is to do a very simple lining for it, no fancy bits or pockets or anything, just line it to reinforce it basically. So I'll do the lining, sew that in around the top, and then I can crochet at the bottom, and that should make a really lovely little drawstring pouch. Notions pouch, makeup bag, I suppose like a tiny handbag if I did a long strap for it as well. It could be, a little clutch for a night out or something. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know, just I like it. And yeah, I really like how it's working up. And then the other thing I've been working on is the blanket pattern test I'm doing for Stitched Up by Emma, her latest pattern. I am loving how this is working up. Not with the previous 2 mile a minute blankets that she's done. I've made all the strips and then joined them. This one, that's the right way around for you. I've decided to join them as I go because the yarn is a colour changing self-striping technically, but it's got quite a nice fade between the colours, so it's not too sudden, I don't think. What am I trying to say? Yeah, and so I'm joining them as I go along so that you can see the progression of the yarn and I'm not going to get them mixed up. So again, all details will be in the podcast. This first 2 strips joined together. Look at the colours in that. Aren't they gorgeous? The light's not brilliant in here. I will take some decent pictures at some point and pop them on Instagram so you'll be able to see them. So that's the first 2 strips done, and then I've started on the third one. Okay, about a third of the way through, third strip. With the permission of the designer, I'm making this bigger than the pattern instructions. Obviously, she's got instructions for increasing it, decreasing it, whatever, changing the size. So I'm making each strip longer, and I'll be making more strips. And this is, I'm going to keep this. This is not going for sale. I'm keeping it. That said, of course, commissions are always welcome. So if you want one in the same style, similar colours, etc., just let me know. I'm so pleased with how that's working up. It's going to look incredible at the end. So excited. I'm thinking, to be honest, as far as how many strips I do, I might just keep going till the yarn runs out. I've got 2 cakes of this colour changing yarn. So we'll see how much I can get out of it. Because I do like a big blanket, and that'll be the width of it. Which isn't super wide, but it's wide enough. Oh, it's just so pretty. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Tomorrow we are going to the Tank Museum in Bovington, also in Dorset. We're going to be there for a long time. It's Kelvin's birthday treat tomorrow. Main birthday treat. Trying to do a little something for him every day, just because, you know, it's a big birthday, and I haven't got a lot of money, so I can't pay for extravagant experiences or buy him really expensive presents or anything like that. So I'm just trying to do a little something every day for the whole week to make it special, especially because on Friday, which is his actual birthday, we have to leave here and drive back to the same Premier Inn that we stayed in at the beginning of the week. So it's not too much driving, and we will be visiting something on the way and having fun. But, you know, he's got to drive on his birthday and then stay in a Premier Inn that night. It's not the most exciting day. So we'll see what else I can dream up as the week goes on. Right, this is a longer update than usual. I hope that's okay. Obviously, because I missed one yesterday, I'm sort of making up for it. I will try and keep up with the updates as the week goes on. So, business as usual, hopefully. Just the location has changed. Right, I am off to bed. I'll try and come back tomorrow.